Good morning, everyone. Today is actually 2 days since I last filmed. I didn't get to film yesterday. My little one is not feeling so good, so she's a little stuffy and has a little bit of a cold, and it's most likely the changing of the temperature because it's been getting kind of cool here at night and then warming up during the day, and she's just not used to that yet. But she's actually taking her morning nap. She woke up this morning. I changed her, fed her, and she's just sleeping right now. It's a little bit after 8 o'clock, and I'm actually going to go down to the middle school. We have something that our principals do that's actually quite nice. They call it Coffee with Principals, and they do it like once a month. And it's a very informal meeting where you can go. There's like no agenda, and anything that's like on the parents' mind that they want to talk about, ask about, discuss. It's just a little open session where you can just have coffee with the principals and talk to them about any concerns or any suggestions that you might make. And I've been attending these since they started, and they've been quite nice. So I am headed down there for that one this morning. And then when I'm done there, I'm going to stop by Dollar Tree and then check out a few supplies there and then go get some milk because we're low on milk and then come back up this way. All right, so I am back. The coffee with principals went great. We had a bigger turnout. I'm trying to help with like graphics and announcements and stuff to get more people to join. And we had a bigger crew this time, so I'm actually very excited. We had a great time talking and chatting with them. And I always learn stuff. It's nice to kind of go to those type of meetings because since I'm newer in the area and getting to know everyone and how everything works, it's just nice for me to be there and just honestly be informed and then also be a part of like the community, right? So after I was done there, I went to Dollar Tree and I looked for a few things that I needed. One of them was a mirror that we use, a little handheld mirror for close-ups. It fell, the one that we had, and I had to get a new one. I had to try and find a notebook for Nelson for his work, just for notes. I found one, but I still need to get a better one. It'll work for now. And then I was also looking for some ideas that I had in my mind for like some Christmas DIYs, and I was trying to see if they had anything that would work. I found a couple of them, so I'm glad I was able to find a couple of them. There's still one that I want to try out to do, but I haven't been able to find the right, like, supply, I guess you can say, in order for me to create what I want. But we are at a good start. The baby is doing good. She woke up before I came back. Nelson was able to, take care of her in the playpen. It wasn't too hard. And I just fed her. She's happy. She's got toys, as you can hear. I have little cartoons up, and I am going to step away real quick because I have to go to the house and see what the progress is. And then I'm also looking at stain samples for the posts that go on the porch, as well as the ceiling that we have on the porches. Tongue and groove. That's it. So I have to look at the stain for those because I want them to coordinate. They're not the same wood, so I know they're going to be a little bit different, and that happens with wood. But I picked up 2 samples today because the samples that the painter had, I didn't like any of them. So I picked up 2. I'm going to go look at them right now to see what I like best. I hope one of them works. I'm not trying to go too dark. So there's that. And then, so Nelson and I are just going to switch spots because he's out there right now. So he'll come here, watch the baby, and I'll go out there really quick and take care of that. All right, so I'm back here at the cottage, and as you can see, I am wind blown. It is so windy outside. It's super bright, even though this morning was so foggy and overcast, and now it's all gone. But it's windy and it's cold. So while I was out there, I was just taking some before shots, and I was filming some progression videos so I can speed them up and do like time-lapse videos for the paint, which they're always really fun to watch. So I did that, and then now I'm here. I had a little bit of a light lunch. I didn't have much breakfast, and I was like really hungry. So I went ahead and did that. I talked to Nelson about dinner, and it looks like he is in the mood for homemade pizza. So now I have to get the dough prepped. I have my sourdough bread rising already from like overnight. So I need to roll that up, and I need to put it in a bread loaf mold so that I can let it rest for a little bit longer and then just pop it in the oven so we can have sandwich bread. I'm trying to get back to my sourdough regular routine. So once that's done, I can get the dough started for the pizza. And then I'm just going to tidy up here real quick before I go pick up the kids because I have about 45 minutes before I have to go do that. So I wanted to get that done. Baby girl is sleeping, taking another nap. She seems to be doing pretty good. No fever or anything. Her cough's not getting any worse. And she is eating and drinking and going to the bathroom normal. So that's a good sign also. So she's just basically a little tired and just sleeping it off. So I'm hoping she continues just to rest, do the worst part, and then, it'll just be an easy recovery for her. Just trying to keep her indoors. That way she doesn't go out into the cold, like wind. And I think we're going to be okay. I think she's going to be just fine. All right, so I know it looked kind of weird what I was putting into the bread dough bowl. The liquid was kind of dark. Well, I personally like to put molasses in my pizza dough. And I believe, if I remember correctly, Mellow Mushroom puts molasses in their pizza dough, which is how I got the idea of it. Now, that particular batch has date syrup. I decided to try date syrup because everybody was talking about it and everybody was raving about how good it was and yada yada. It's not that great at all. It actually tastes pretty horrible. At least the one that I got, which was very well recommended. But yeah, I don't like it at all. Like, it's not that great. Sometimes not everything that's recommended is great. Okay, just remember that. Anyways, so I had that date syrup, and I figured I'd just go ahead and use it since I ran out of molasses, and I had that on hand, and I'm just trying to get it used up. So whenever I use it in my pizza dough. I of course add salt, and I add olive oil because I don't know about you, but a lot of times these recipes for pizza doughs that you find on Pinterest and stuff, they don't have absolutely any flavor at all whatsoever. And I know that when I go to a pizza restaurant, the pizza dough tastes good. And I like to eat the crust, even if it's by itself. Like, I want my bread to have flavor. And honestly, everybody just puts a minimal little bit of salt, practically any sugar, nothing in addition to give the actual bread dough flavor. And honestly, I like my food that, tastes like something. So I add olive oil as well. And I personally think that bread dough has a little bit of a richer flavor to it. And I just prefer it. So I'm sure the kids are going to be excited once they find out that we're making homemade pizza because they usually like it. Okay, so I'm back from picking up the kids at school. We all have kind of had a little snack. Kids are doing schoolwork right now. Nelson and I already walked to the house to see what the progress was. It's so windy today. They are wrapping up and then they're going to be back tomorrow, hopefully. I have got to go do laundry, do a little switch out. My dough is doing good for the bread, as you can see right there. It's rising perfectly. And I also have to get ready to go to a PTO meeting that I did not know was happening in our elementary school. So I actually have to be there for a 5 o'clock start. So because of that, I am going to make sure I leave everything as done as possible. Make sure I have all of the ingredients that I need for the pizzas out and ready to go. So when I'm done with the meeting and I come right back, I can just start making the pizzas right away. Nelson's going to stay with the kids while I'm at the meeting. And that's what we're going to do tonight. All right, so it is now almost 10:30, and after my PTO meeting this evening that I was not planning on attending because I had no idea that it was going on, I learned a lot. I came home and I started making pizzas for everybody. I made 2 large pizzas because that's kind of what the recipe calls for. It's either 2 large, like rectangular ones, or I can make 3 smaller round ones, but I kind of like the rectangular ones because I can cut them in squares. We all had the pizza. It was really, really good. After that, we made sure that everybody's stuff was ready for tomorrow. There's a lot of stuff going on tomorrow. It's going to be another really long day. First off, in the morning, I have to go to get my hair done. It's hair appointment day. And I'm excited and a little nervous, but I'm looking forward to it because I've only had 2 people in my entire life that have done really well with my hair. So I'm hoping 3rd time's a charm and we can stick with this one. So that's first thing tomorrow. And the funny thing is that they're on Eastern time and we're on Central time because we're really close to the time change border. So I have to time it just right so I can make sure I get there on time. So after that, I have to run a couple errands to make sure my kids have their stuff for their dance tomorrow night. My 2 middle schoolers have a glow party dance at the school, and I am volunteering because I'm part of the PTO. So I'll be there decorating and then obviously cleaning up afterwards. It's going to be a long night for me, among everything else that I have to do on a regular basis. So I am going to go to bed now. I am going to go take a shower, put my PJs on, and I am going to rest because my body needs it and it's going to need some rest for tomorrow because tomorrow is a full day. This has probably felt, I don't know, almost more hectic than last week, I feel. But anyways, it's a fun time of the year. There's always a lot to do. This is, Halloween and Thanksgiving and Christmas. This is what this is all about. So I can't wait, for tomorrow because my kids will be making wonderful memories. So I'm going to sign off here and I will see you back here tomorrow. Hope you have a good night. Until then, adios.